Hi, I'm Troy from Studio 33 Guitar. Thanks for watching. Today we're learning how to play Watermelon Sugar from Harry Styles. This song has been a huge hit this year. It's been unavoidable this summer, and for good reason. It's got a great feel to it, and it's really catchy. I'm going to show you a few different ways to play it today. We'll start with the most difficult. That's going to be on the electric guitar, and then we'll move to the acoustic guitar for something a little bit simpler. The electric guitar part includes some bar chords, but the acoustic version, I'll show you two different ways to play it. One with just strictly open chords, and the other one using a capo, which has even easier chords to play. As usual, I'll have a PDF copy of the chord chart and lyrics on my website, studio33guitar.com. You can go there and print it off, and then you'll be able to follow along. I'll also put some time markers in the description below if you want to skip ahead to the acoustic version. But let's zoom in on the neck and have a look at how to play Watermelon Sugar by Harry Styles. As I mentioned, for this electric part, you're going to need to use bar chords. So if you're not quite ready for bar chords, if you're more of a beginner, then you can skip ahead to the acoustic version, which uses easier open chords. But if you are familiar with how to play your bar chords, the first one we're going to need is a D minor bar chord with our root note on the A string. So that's going to be the 5th fret with our index finger. And a typical D minor bar chord will look like this. Now for this song, we don't have to play the full bar chord like I'm showing here. We can do a smaller version of it. And what we're gonna do here is just play the highest 4 strings. So we can actually take our index finger and just move it down 1 string. And now we're gonna take our pinky finger off. So we end up with this shape here. And this is gonna give us a D minor 7 chord. And we're just gonna play those highest 4 strings. The next chord that we need is an A minor 7, and this is actually going to be really simple because all we're going to do for this one is take our middle finger off, and we're going to leave everything else right where it is, and we're going to play those 4 strings again. From there, the next chord is going to be a C major, so now we're going to slide up to the 10th fret with our ring finger, and we're going to plug our middle finger back in, but it's going to be 1 string higher than it was on that last chord. And that's going to give us a C major chord. And then the last chord that we need is going to be a G major. We're going to take this exact shape. We're not going to change anything. We're just going to slide this whole thing down so that our ring finger is on the 5th fret. And that'll give us our G major. So those are the 4 chords that we need. And the nice thing about this song is that it plays those same 4 chords over and over again throughout the entire song. So from the beginning again, that's going to be this D minor shape. Then we're going to take our middle finger off for that A minor 7. We're going to slide this up, plug our middle finger back in for the C major, and then slide that whole thing down to the G major. The hardest part about this song is the strumming pattern, and that's because of its funky percussive sound. And the way that we achieve that is by playing 16th notes with our strumming hand. So first, it's important to understand how we count 16th notes. So normally when we're counting a strumming pattern, we count 1, 2, 3, 4. And when we count 8th notes, we count 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now when we count 16th notes, we count 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and. So for this strumming pattern, we really emphasize those 16th notes. So without playing any chords and just strumming on the strings, that would sound like this. 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and. And a little bit quicker, like it would be in this song, would be like this. 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and. Now we're not going to be playing all of those 16th notes with our right hand, but we want to keep that motion going throughout this entire strumming pattern. And that will help you to keep that rhythm. So sometimes your hand is going to be going up or down and you're not actually going to be coming into contact with the strings. The simplest way to think about this strumming pattern is to divide it into 2 parts. The first part would be a simple down, up, and that would be like this. The second half would be up, 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 down, up, like this. Those two parts together would sound like this. And you would use that same strumming pattern for all 4 chords throughout the entire song. Now let's have a look at the simpler acoustic open chords. These chords are going to be the same chords as the electric chords, but we're just going to be playing them down here in the open position. The first chord is going to be a D minor 7 chord. So for that one, we're going to use our index finger to play both of these notes on the 2 highest strings. We're going to bar that across. And then our middle finger is going to go on the next string up on the 2nd fret. And now we're going to play from the D string down. The next chord we need is an A minor 7 chord. So for this one, it's going to be a pretty simple change. All we're going to do is move our middle finger up 1 string. And now we're going to relax our index finger because we don't have to bar across those 2 notes anymore. We can relax it and let that higher note ring out. So now we're going to play from the A string down, and that's going to sound like this. From there, we're going to go to a C major chord, and this is also going to be a really easy change. All we're going to do is add in our ring finger on that C note, 3rd fret of the A string. The other 2 fingers are going to stay right where they are. And the last chord that we need is a G major chord. Now there's a couple different ways you can play this. If you want, you could just move your ring finger and middle finger up and then plug your pinky finger in down here, and that would give you a G major chord. And we take our index finger off for that. That's a little bit of a tricky one to get to, but it is a nice easy change going from that C up to that G that way. But if you want to, you could also go to more of a typical type of G chord like this, or like this, or like that. Any of those will work, whichever one you find to be the most comfortable. The strumming pattern for the acoustic part would be the same as it is for the electric, so you can go in the description and click on the time marker for the strumming pattern and learn how to do it there. But it'll sound like this. Now I'm going to show you one more way to play it that's going to be the easiest way out of all these. And this is actually the way that Harry Styles plays it live. I've watched a couple of videos of him playing it on YouTube, and this is how he does it. For this version, you will need to have a guitar capo. Now, if you need to get a capo, you can order one on Amazon. I'll put a link in the description below for the one that I use. The first chord that we need is going to be an A minor 7 chord shape. So that's going to look like this. Now technically this is actually a D minor 7 because of the capo that we have on here, but I'm going to call these chords by their typical open chord names just to keep it simpler. The next chord is an E minor 7 chord, and all we're going to do for this one is just move our index finger up to that note, 2nd fret on the A string. And that's the only note that we need to fret for this. We're going to play all the other strings open. And then from there, we're going to go to a G major chord. So we're going to leave that index finger right where it is. We're going to put our middle finger down, and then our other 2 fingers up here like this. Now, if you want to, you can leave that ring finger off and just play like that, or you can use your ring finger to play that high note. I recommend typically playing it like this because the next chord that we go to is going to be a D chord. And for the D chord, your ring finger is going to stay right where it is. So that makes it a nice easy change to go from that G to D by leaving that ring finger on there. It's one less finger that you have to move. And those are the only 4 chords that we need. So going back to the beginning again, the A minor 7, E minor 7, G, and D. And again, that same strumming pattern would work. If you want to learn some more easy beginner guitar songs, then make sure you click on this playlist right here I've compiled a bunch of videos there that teach some easy beginner songs. And if you found this video helpful, then please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next lesson. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.